Hey everyone. Today with the open heart, we are continuing to play Wickedness by M Veselak. Oh yeah, snap. um, my name's Donna. My pronouns are he, him, and today I'm playing Pepper, she, her, who is our pure heart. Her power is best used as medicine, but it can also be used to understand others. And yeah, um, I don't know what else to say without going through the whole thing. So yeah, she came here to escape a deal too good to be true, made with a mysterious, powerful magician. Um, who and nothing bad ever comes of that. So, Sabine, how about you?
Hey, my name is Sabine. I use any pronouns, and I am going to play Ivy. They or them pronouns. Ivy is the wild spirit, and Ivy's power is best used for violence, but is also suited for transformation. Ivy likes to turn into things, even though not reptiles, because cold-blooded beings are weird when you turn into them. Um, Ivy is haunted by a tailwind, an unshakable tailwind. Um, Whatever that exactly means, but that tailwind is after them, and yeah, connected to a mystery of their youth, but they don't precisely know what that is. So yeah, I think that's. They also like to turn into a wolf, as I said, and should avoid burrs in their fur because that will prevent them from changing back.
Okay, awesome. Matt.
I'm playing Motley, who uses she or they pronouns. Motley is an old witch who's been in the city for a long time. She is a gossip witch and a spirit witch. Her power is best used to seek knowledge, but is also used to conjure spirits. So I'm imagining she does ancestor magic and speaks to the spirits of this city that have been here for a long time, but she does it in a very fun way, or very casual way. Um, and she's not much of a bookish witch. She dresses in the gifts that she's received over the years. She can be stubborn. She can argue with the other witches. She definitely thinks she knows best. Um, but at my core, I am lonely and incisive, but wise beyond my years. Um, I have given to Pepper and the other witches to make no deals with Algernon the First, a power who lurks in the underworld, but I have made many such deals myself over the years. So maybe bit of a tricksy witch too. Let's find out.
Okay, awesome. Uh, so last week we found out all of our truths, and this week we're going to start in on our troubles. And so we're going to draw cards from the minor arcana, and those will give us a prompt, which we'll read out. And then we'll each make an attempt to solve it, or maybe not to solve it. So let me draw the first card. Just a note for ourselves, I put in a link to underneath our card room, and maybe I'll just put it in the chat. A link to the perfectly serviceable Wikipedia article under Rider Waite Tara, which has about halfway down the page all of the pictures of the minor arcana, because I know sometimes it is not fun to count a stack of wands. Um, so let me draw the first card and we'll see where we are. Okay, well, it is the Ace of Wands. So let me check the book. So it says the magician reads, and that really just means that they present the menace, and it's in relation to them. So I guess I know Matt has the book. Sabine, do you have the book or the
No,
PDF? No.
I
Okay.
do not have the book.
Okay. So what we can do is I can paste the text into the chat.
Oh, okay. Let me swallow this, what I'm eating currently, and then I'll start. You haven't seen me coming or going for some time, and that's because a menace from the underworld has reached out and snared me in my most private place. Worse than the underworld's claim over me, and I discarded a wisdom card. Now that the two of you found where I'm caught, how do we get me free?
Wow.
Hmm.
Starting with a
Okay.
bang.
Yeah. So mechanically, uh, um, I think you cannot discard a wisdom card because we don't have any, but we will still have to worsen the underworld's claim on you. So in the
Mm-hmm.
underworld tab, you can see each of us has claims,
Mm-hmm.
and on the wild spirit, it says draw a seedling next to the local joy you have been frequenting more than usual as of late. How is it transforming? How are you transforming with it?
Okay. And the local joy I find in the urban fantasy city,
Yeah,
like the night market, the best damn coffee in town, or the notorious apothecary.
Oh,
Apothecary? How do you pronounce that?
probably a variety of ways. Apothecary is how.
apothecary.
Apothecary.
Yeah,
Apothecary. Okay,
I wonder
cool.
if this is like in my most private place. I guess that wouldn't be one of the local joys. I wonder how much the worsening is supposed to be related to the prompt, or if it's just like you just kind of do a separate thing.
And who is this something that happens to all of us? Is it something that happens to Ivy or to Pepper or
this
to
is
whoever? It's
yeah.
me.
So
And
it's you.
me.
Yeah, yeah.
And me. We. Okay. Okay. So a menace from the underworld has reached out and snared me in my most private place. Oh no. Um, I think, and do I need to tie this? Um, sorry, tabs. This claim to what's happening here, or is that another thing entirely? Or is it best done if I can tie it into this?
Yeah, I mean, I would say if it can be tied in, it makes more sense.
Okay.
Maybe the menace has
Yes.
also changed the place where it found you or
Mm.
something like this. But, if it doesn't really fit, then we can just have it by the by.
No, I think I have actually an idea. It's probably not my most private place, but it might be related. I think the apothecary has a garden, like a hurdle garden, right? And it's through this garden flows a brook, and the brook leads into a little patch of wild forest. It's a little larger, or it's bigger on the inside, that forest, if you go by the wolf ways, which I usually will do. But also, I think sometimes when I'm just like tired of hanging out in the wild and want to see something neat, I just pad into the apothecary's garden and talk to one of his trees, and that might be the seedling that or maybe there is a patch of flowers. There are flowers that are connected to wolves, right? Like
I
wolfsbane,
mean,
which
like
is probably
Wolfsbane,
not that.
yeah.
It's probably that's probably a weird connection, but maybe that grows around the or maybe seedling doesn't have to be actually a plant, right? It can be something else. So it could be that I befriended songbird, that was a blackbird that was hanging out in the garden as well. So and maybe showed it the wolf ways, because why not? The songbird maybe sometimes gets tired, likes to ride around on a wolf. And now there's this songbird sitting in that garden, singing in ways that blackbirds don't usually do. Is this what I'm supposed to say here, right? Yes, it's transforming because it becomes more of a wild thing, and I think one of these days I will turn into a fellow songbird, and then I will fall in love with being a bird. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's
Okay.
fun, right? Flying. Wow. And that's how I was ensnared, actually,
Okay.
because I wasn't a wolf. I was just a bird. Maybe not a little hawk or something, because I want to be a bird of prey, really. But some of these hawks are really tiny, right? It's not like you would ensnare a wolf. Am I supposed to ask for suggestions, because I'm just babbling here?
No, that makes perfect sense to me.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
so what do we think the menace is? Is it a greedy devil who likes having a pair of songbirds in its new cage? What do you think?
Is something speaking to you through the songbird?
Ooh. Maybe the songbird was a trap. Or the menace was using the songbird to snare me. That makes sense. Poor songbird. I really liked her. Maybe once she's free, I will like her again.
Okay.
So I think I got snared, and I got put in a cage at some kind of emporium in the goblin market, where they might be selling pretty birds. And since I'm snared, I can't get out of the cage. I've tried, but the it, it the cage won't break if I change.
Yeah, yeah,
So I'd
Amazing.
rather stay small.
awesome. So,
We don't have any wisdom.
so let me go through the three. So we can establish ourselves in the scene however we want, Matt. And when we do, each of us, so the three of us, each make an attempt to resolve the challenge. Only one of us needs to succeed in order to overcome it. The three options we have are to fall prey to a folly, which we have a list on our sheets for something that something that happens to us, something that we do, and in return for that, we draw a card from the deck that is now a wisdom card for us to solve future problems. We can solve it with wisdom. We don't have any wisdom, so I'm not going to go into this right now. I'll go into it next time. Or the third option is to solve it with true magic. When we do that, what happens is that we automatically solve the challenge. And we say what element of our power we're calling on, and then we strike that out on our sheet. So, for example, I could strike out inquisitive. I just put a line through it in the sheet in order to solve this problem with magic. So there's no set order for us to do it in. We whoever has a good idea can lead, and then maybe whoever is left at the end will have to do something they mightn't want to do. Who knows? Um, I think in terms of establishing me in the scene, maybe I was wandering through the market and noticed these two songbirds. And I think, the first time I passed it, I didn't notice anything was wrong. But then the second time I passed it, I definitely got the message. Yeah.
I This is also a market day for me. It's a day to make appearances, shake hands, do a lot of socializing. Maybe I have a few important meetings here today, and I've heard that there is a fine prize up for sale at one of the hobgoblin stands, and something about the description sets my curiosity, um, and I make my way there as well. I have an idea for how I might fall prey to a folly. Um, Eh, unless you think your true magic is not especially suited to this situation, Pepper.
No, you do what you want. I can pick up the pieces.
Sounds good.
um, yeah.
I would like to insist on a solution that is circuitous, outdated, or burdensome. I think I arrive at the stand and I know this seller. And while my coven mate, literal coven mate, is sleeping in a cage or is tranquilized in a cage or whatever, and I know there is some part of me that feels compassion and remorse and a desire to free my young friend. But there's also a part of me that knows the ways of the bargain and of the negotiation. And I think I'm caught up in a very long um uh negotiation of terms and details, and I think we're calling in other sellers and favors, and I think I insist on doing it the way of the goblin market. Um, and it's going to take too long and cost too much.
Okay. Uh, I didn't put check marks beside the follies because you can reuse them if you really want. But if you want to like bold them just to remind yourself that you've already done it, you can do something like that. Um, and of course, you also take a card from the minor arcana deck and put it in your hand. That's one of your new wisdom cards, with which you can, uh, overcome a challenge with wisdom next time out. Um, Sabine, did you
Yeah,
want to go first or
I
next,
have an
rather?
idea. I have an idea, actually. I think I'm also going to do a folly because, I mean, why not? I think I'm going to ask a favor from a more dangerous friend or faction because I really need you to understand that this is me and that please, you should actually kind of sort of help me and I can't change within this cage without injuring my songbird friend and things like that. So I will I will make a deal with one of these greedy devils, I think. Like, yeah, it's only a little thing. I mean, I can change into a parrot, and so I can speak, and I can yell at them and say, "Hey, can you please find my friend and tell them that I'm here and that they should kind of break me out just enough to just damage one of these bars. If the enchantment stops, I can break out of here and be a bear or something."
Do you want to give that unfriendly devil or dangerous devil a name? What do you think?
Um, Mandragore?
You sort of like promise them a bribe or something or promise them something in exchange.
I will promise them everything in exchange, whatever they want. Like a favor, I think, maybe. Or if they have something concrete that I can give them that they want. Not the songbird, though,
Uh, um, so
but a favor.
you, uh, so I think maybe the timing is that if I am using magic to release you, then it might be a matter of some debate whether you owe the devil because they didn't free you. But
No, the devil's just supposed to bring you to me.
okay, okay. So you definitely owe them. Okay.
Yeah.
I think this is all
Um,
while I'm like negotiating with the seller and sort of distracting them. And then maybe I've seen that goblin wanted to get in on the deal and I told him to buzz off and then creeps around the side of the cage.
Okay, so um, yeah, I think while this haggling is taking place and there's a lot of kerfuffle and attention, I am going to, I think, step up, and I think the cage is obviously is like powerful and magical in and of itself, and I know maybe I've heard rumors that if I were to touch it, I would be instantly either like electrocuted or maybe even transformed and then trapped in the cage myself for the cheek. So I think my magic here is going to be like allowing me to touch the cage without being harmed in any way. So it's like a not quite medicine, but protective. um, and I think I'm going to strike out honest because, like, I mean, I'm stealing, right? I'm going around behind someone's back, and even if it's in a good cause, doing something I probably shouldn't. Um, I'm
Such a pure
sure,
heart.
but I'm ashamed that I had to do this, right? So, um, and so I think we see, maybe I'm softly whispering this incantation, and we see like a little shield of energy flicker and die away as I open the cage the old-fashioned way. And
Ivy flies out in not just a bird, but in a swarm of birds,
okay,
so that the songbird will be hidden within the flock. They will fly around your head a little and chirping and
mhm,
gratitude because these songbirds can't speak very well, and then fly off.
okay,
You're muted, Matt, if you're talking to us.
I think you hear Motley just still negotiating, like, the last time I promised you dreams, they came back to me as nightmares, and I can't lose any more hours of sleep. No, no, no. Something else.
Then the little bird will fly around your head a couple of times and chirp at you and chirp at the captor a little more angrily.
Deals off.
Yeah. Maybe steal a flower. Yeah, they're probably going to steal a trinket.
Goblin bauble. Add it to
Yeah,
your inventory.
yeah. I mean, they stole from me. They stole my freedom, so I feel I'm owed.
That's right. It's a good exchange.
Mhm.
okay. So that's our first trouble overcome. Do we do we feel like having a little a trouble epilogue, or do we think we've seen enough?
I will say that just for pacing's sake, unless we wanted to add another session, we should probably move quickly through the troubles.
Yeah,
Either
yeah,
I like either doing a few minutes for each of them, or if we can sort of take turns with them, draw a trouble, and maybe decide if we want to zoom in on a scene or just sort of talk through it in a few sentences, because it does end up taking quite a bit longer than you might expect.
yeah, yeah.
How
Um,
many troubles do we have to do?
until
Bunch.
till we run out of the deck, technically, right?
So
It's
I
a
think
lot.
the design is maybe sort of intended to be like just like quick little vignettes, and I love a good scene, and if any of them are really juicy we should go in, but that's my yes.
Yeah. Uh, okay. So let's go on to the next card. It is the Two of Swords, which is the moon. Whoever the moon is.
That's me again.
It's you again? Okay.
Damn it. Okay, fine. Can you copy
So,
the text into the?
yeah.
I feel it tracks that Ivy is the person who gets in trouble first. Like, yeah,
Yeah. I mean, no
storming
surprise.
head storming headlong into danger. That's I think they're saying.
No
Uh,
status quo can resist.
yeah. I've been challenged to a duel, so worse than the kingdom's ignorance. The holder of the sun will tell us who issued the challenge. The holder of the star will tell us what I did to offend them, and I'll tell you how I feel about it. The kingdom is watching to see how we respond. What should I do? How do we worsen the kingdom's ignorance?
So, in the city tab,
Uh,
we are going to pick one to add to the neighborhood's residents: skeptical and suspicious, short-tempered.
mm,
Um,
let's see.
Wool sounds pretty short-tempered. But I also like the other one because of our deals
Mm.
suspicions.
yeah. So is it to all of them or to one resident? What do
I
you
think
think?
it's all of them.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Where's
So
our
in
residence?
this
Is that
so in the
it's the
sanctuary, so
sanctuary?
the
Okay.
yeah, I
Okay, that's
think.
the friends, right? One of the friends.
I don't know.
Or
I
no,
think that's
oh, no,
more
no,
just
sorry.
the people of the
It's
city.
yeah. So it's
Huh?
the magical and the mundane residents who we split
Oh.
up as capricious and fussy and exacting.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
basically, they're all suspicious and skeptical of us now because
Mm, mm,
someone stole a songbird from the market, right?
mm.
When the deals
Yeah,
start breaking, you
yeah,
can't trust
Yeah.
anybody.
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. And I also stole from the goblin something. The person, the captor, my captor was a goblin, you said, Motley?
I think the that you made it to a hobgoblin's market, but I don't know if they were your initial captor.
Mm, okay.
It sounded like a menace from the underworld did that.
Okay.
Uh,
So
Everything ends up in the goblin market.
who's the holder of the sun?
That's me.
So who challenged me?
Um, I want to say um, a goblin mob boss, um, someone who, and maybe even like nobility, like it is to them, like it's sort of like a goblin dishonor duel, um, for having broken a deal. So I guess w word got back to, or having stolen something. Somehow somebody tracked some of this to you. Um,
You tell issue the challenge. Donna will tell me what I did to offend them.
Oh, perfect. Let's name her Cranko.
Ranko. Okay.
Franco?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, what you did to offend them. I think this goblin mob boss was needed the other songbird for upcoming nuptials. And now it's like, have you seen how expensive it's going to be to hire a DJ for a wedding at the last minute? You know?
And now he wants a duel for his wedding instead of a DJ. Okay, I respect that.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be entertaining, right?
Yeah, it will. I mean, until,
I mean, it's her daughter's wedding day, so
Yeah,
on this,
okay. Yeah, still a duel with me. I mean, they'll get what they deserve, right? I will tell everybody about this whole thing, though, and listen and probably ignore advice.
So that's how you feel they'll get what they deserve.
Hmm?
In the prompt, it says, "I'll tell you how I feel about it." So it
Oh yeah,
sounds like, yeah,
yeah. I will tell. I'm telling you how I feel about that.
yeah.
I'm a little put upon. I'm not scared or anything. It's more like, what the fuck? I mean,
Um,
it's a goblin. I'm a fucking witch.
and because you now both have wisdom cards that you could be in a situation where you could solve this problem with wisdom to do to maybe I'm talking to Matt. um,
You'd think.
to solve a challenge with wisdom, you discard wisdom cards with a combined worth of at least triple the challenge card's value. So for a two of swords, you need to have a six.
Okay.
Um,
And where is that wisdom card though?
in your hand, the one you took last challenge, the one
That's
that's
this one, the in the box card.
no, at the very bottom on the panel in playing cards.io, you have all the cards that you've taken. So you should have the magician,
I know,
the
yes.
moon, and you should have one more card that you
Oh,
took.
I didn't take a card last time. That's the
Okay.
thing. Okay. I'm taking this
Okay. Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
That's my wisdom card. Oh, that's
Okay.
nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
But you can still, if you are falling prey to folly again, you can take another card. And
And
Or
I'll just
I
say the end of the game asks for a lot of wisdom of us, so it's best to use them carefully. And I,
but I
uh,
could use true magic, right? To
you could.
yeah, yeah.
oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm interested in using true magic, but I'm open to anything anyone wants to do.
I
Um, I mean, I think I will lead by falling prey to folly.
hmm.
And I think I'm going to concede defeat before I have even made an attempt. I think this is basically me saying, well, Ivy, no matter what happens in the duel, I'll save your life. I'll heal you afterwards.
Don't worry about that. Worry about the goblin.
Your
I
power is
mean,
best used for violence.
exactly, exactly. That's why I'm thinking about going to true magic because that's what I'm actually good at.
Yeah, Motley would definitely take a more diplomatic solution. And if you're interested in doing violence and tossing things up in the air, let's do it.
Yeah.
So
Um,
let me choose a folly, or you can describe what you do, and then I can follow.
okay, I think I'm striking out. I'm striking out uncertain. I don't feel very uncertain right now. Never been more certain of anything about my life. There's the strikes rule. Thank you. And I think once the duel commences, I think I will first turn into a wolf and play a little with the goblin. And when I've got enough, I turn into a bear and just throw him out of the ring, basically. I will refrain from throwing him into her into the wedding couple things. So maybe I'll throw her into the band though. They weren't very good. And the flutes hurt the wolf's ear, so there's that. Then I'll snarl a bit, or growl, I'm a bear.
Amazing. This goes right to our classic argument of how to deal with threats to our home. And you have chosen action and violence.
I was
Mm,
challenged to a fucking duel.
absolutely. Absolutely. Um, I think that Motley had planned to um, call the spirits of this goblin family's lineage and make a very old peace with their forebears or something like that. Um, but I'm going to choose retreat to your study in isolation. Draw two cards, but be physically absent next challenge. And I think I get lost in the world of spirits. I think the um, this spiritual world is not one you want to spend much time in, and I had to go deep into it to find these people, and I think I'm lost.
But then you didn't even see me throw the goblin lady into damn. And
No.
then I go back to Pepper and show her my paw that has a little scratch on it and say,
Okay. I think that's a band-aid,
yeah, it's fair.
Oh, I'm drawing all these ones.
I mean, aces are, I think, are they ones? Let me check.
I think so, but I should check before I complain.
Yeah, I think they are. Because it says pages are 11, knights 12, kings and queens both 13. It doesn't say anything about aces being anything other than one. So, coolest
There's one
card,
coin on this pentacle.
Ace of Swords, but unfortunately,
What was that about
uh,
the Ace of Swords?
I was just saying the coolest card, the Ace of Swords, but maybe not the coolest card to have in your wisdom.
No, it's not three times anything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so that is that one sorted. Let's draw another one and
Can
see
you
what.
combine cards
Yeah, you can
values?
you can combine them to get that triple, or in
Okay,
the end game to
okay.
do whatever it is. So that is
That's
the Six of Wands.
Just before we move on, I have a
Oh
very
yeah.
quick question for Ivy. I want to know like what you looked like and how your wild magic like affected you in the duel. Did you use your power or did you just beat this
yeah.
goblin?
I well, as I said, I was a wolf before first. Well, I
Hmm.
was playing, basically
Right, right,
nipping
right,
at
right.
him and running around him and growling, and it was a game. And then when I was tired of it, I just grew a lot bigger,
Yes, yes.
cracked my
Okay.
neck a little,
Amazing.
yelled, roared at him, and then yeah, swiped her into the bandstand.
Into the bandstand.
Yeah,
Thanks.
and then I limped off to find Pepper and show her my paw.
Yeah. So this next one, the Six of Wands, is for the sun. So I think that's you, Matt. Do you have the book open, or do you
That
want me to
is
copy and
me.
paste?
Yeah, it's the Six of Wands.
Six of Wands.
Okay. I mean, it might be if Sabine wants to read from it, but the Six of Wands. A denizen from the underworld has stolen my voice and is riding around the countryside on its strange steed. I must discard a wisdom card or else strike a source. The holder of the star, which is Pepper, I believe, will tell us how it tricked my speech away from me. And the holder of the moon will tell us what strange declarations it's making across the country. How can we put an end to this chicanery and restore my voice? So I guess countryside is probably like city streets.
Yeah. And a strange steed could be like a 1948 Corvette, or something, if it's urban fantasy. Um, so I guess you find a use for discarding an Ace of Swords now, right? Or whatever it is you've drawn, or else strike a
Yep.
source.
Yep. Do they go in the box?
They go in the
Oh, discards.
discards, yeah.
There it is.
Um, I didn't realize it was actually the Ace of Swords. I was just guessing. um, the holder of the star, that's me, will tell us how it tricked your speech away from you. So I think because you've gone into this deep trance in the spirit world, I think this denizen has done its own seance and like hijacked yours somehow to steal your voice. And I think it's even like in the spirit world now, like maybe you're in the middle of some conversation with a spirit and you suddenly can't speak there either. So you know exactly what's happened.
Nice. I'm in a meeting with these like goblin legionnaires or something.
Yeah, yeah,
All of
this.
them.
And
Sabine, you're the holder of the moon,
yeah,
so you
yeah.
take the
Strange
next life.
declarations. I think the strange declarations are that the prince is missing and that somebody really needs to find him and undo the curse upon him. And the person, goblin, who stole your voice, will repeat that in many places, bars, even a tannoy and a mall. Like a declaration, the prince has gone missing. Hello, this is Motley. The prince has gone missing. Somebody's cursed him. We need to find. He should be returned. Yeah.
Okay. So, Matt, usually, when you take that draw two cards option, but be physically absent for the next challenge, it says if you want to like interact, you've got to, find a good reason. And I think we probably have a good reason for you to be able to interact, even though you're far and away, given that you're the one who's been affected. So, do you have an idea for? Obviously, we hear the rumors, right? So we're kind of drawn into it that way, and we know that you're still sitting in your study in this séance that we were told not to interrupt or something, whatever this is. Um, does anyone have an idea for how to overcome this? I have an idea,
Go ahead.
but
Tell the idea.
I think it is for me to trip headfirst into danger.
Oh, cool.
Maybe I join the seance to go and rescue you. Because maybe I don't realize that your voice has been stolen there as well. So I go into the spirit world after you to help you escape.
Do you come up into
Um,
my rooms in the house?
Absolutely. I like all the careful instructions you made about, don't enter these while I'm doing a seance, don't interrupt me, all this kind of stuff. I am totally barging in. I mean, I
um,
think that's the real danger that I'm tripping headfirst into, not the underworld, not the seance. It's stepping across the line.
Absolutely.
um, so if I also do a folly, how do we resolve this then? I mean, I could do a wisdom though, right? I mean, I could. I'm just debating with myself if I should.
I think I could
Uh,
solve with true magic as long as I'm not physically present. And I think
yeah, yeah.
that could be cool.
I think you could do that. You could solve the problem yourself.
Yeah, okay. In
Yeah.
which case, I think um let me check this. Um I mean, I don't see how my follies would come into this though. Pick a side before understanding all the facts. Yeah, maybe I'm doing that. I'm picking a side before understanding all the facts. Somebody's stolen your voice, they're the bad guy. I mean, right? They're the bad guy, so I think I have to. No, that doesn't make a lot of sense, right? Because I'll just overextend. I will overextend myself. Yes, I will go chasing after this person who stole your voice, and maybe the prince, because probably the prince is in on this and has also a lot to answer for, really. So this is a plot, and I will break. I think a couple of. I will annoy a couple of people that you will have a hard time um, modifying after I've kind of bullied them a little, maybe not just a little, into telling me what's going on, who stole Motley's voice. You can't do that. She's my friend. You understand that, right? You understand that you are messing with my friend. And I think I'm basically behaving like an elephant in a porcelain store. I don't know if you have that saying, but
The hunt. The hunt.
yeah.
Um,
So did you take a card, Sabine?
Oh, I will take a card.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me. I forgot. There we go. Ooh, neat.
I am going to solve
Wow,
this with true magic.
nice.
Um, in the middle of this meeting with these ancient goblin diplomats, and my voice is stolen from me in this shadowy realm of spirits and whispers. Um, I think we just see Motley like just like get angry and just like cast herself like through this realm into another place where there is like an audience chamber. There's like red velvet curtains, um, like a circle on the floor of with many strange characters, arcane implements all around the room, strange ticking things, and a voice uh, asks to me like, "And what have you come for this time?" Something like that. And I think I go to um, Algernon the First and um, promise something in exchange for the return of my voice. Um, and I'm going to strike my belief in myself because I had to, I got lost and I had to call on an old power. And maybe I haven't done this in a while, like since I'd been telling Pepper not to do such a thing. Um, and I think, Ivy, maybe you've been like stalking this herald through the city, and all of a sudden, like in the middle of the street in broad daylight, like a giant like circle is drawn on the floor around this person, and like they start to like lift up in the air, and all these like lights, and then like I think the powers of the underworld are or they have laws governing magic and violence. And I think this is just like some like strange, like arcane violence spell that just like tears this person into bloody bits in the middle of the street. And that's what you get for asking Algernon for help. And I think when my voice comes back to me, it's broken and hoarse.
Oh,
So yeah, there's that.
yeah.
Well, that's unsettling.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. How does Motley react when she gets home and the it's obvious that her inner sanctum has been disturbed? You know.
I think she comes to in a cold sweat, with a pain in her throat, and Pepper, maybe you're there just sort of like looking after her. Um, well, I've struck my belief in myself, but I haven't struck my belief in my friends. So I think this is a very rare moment of like vulnerability from Motley. And I think she sort of like, she doesn't quite weep, but she sort of like surrenders for a second before her stubbornness comes back in. She says, tea, and whiskey.
Okay. Um, so I wonder if we want to take our first break. Or start.
Juice.
So let's pick our next trouble. This looks like the Queen of Wands, but I'm going to double check because the Queens and the Kings all look similar to me. But yeah, Queen is the Queen.
Yep.
So let's see who this is
Oops.
for.
How do we?
Uh,
Oh, okay. It's a, she has a cat.
I see the
this
High
is for the
Priestess,
High Priestess.
which is me. Oh, this is very apt. The Queen of Wands. I have not left bed in 3 whole days, and I say that my underworld menace is present with me, waiting for me to die so that it can take my soul to the underworld, though neither of you can see it with the naked eye. How can we get me back up to my old business again? If we solve this challenge with wisdom, I may recover a stricken source, but not a blackened one. And the queen is worth what, 12 or 13?
13, so
Yeah, no
we're
shot.
not no shot at solving this with wisdom. Not at this point. And if we were, it would be like all of our resources. So yeah, um, a cat and a sunflower.
Nice.
Sorry. um, okay, many cats technically, right? The the arms of or the sides of the throne are lions, and there's two lions maybe above on the back of the chair too. Um, anyway, the black cat is the only one that counts. Um,
That's what's menacing me.
So she's a single cat lady, something maybe. I don't
maybe.
know. Okay. So how do we solve this? This is not something you can solve with violence.
So I will say my underworld menace is overwhelming silence.
Yeah.
So maybe in return for my voice, it's like taking my, uh, I don't know. There's some interesting thematic stuff there. Um,
Do you, um, because overwhelming is like, it's almost in opposition to silence, right? Like, is it like the worst tinnitus in the world, or is it really just like you can't hear anything, no matter how much we try?
I think it's especially when you speak, then the silence gets even louder. Um, and is like pressing in on me. Um, I've not left my bed in 3 whole days.
I have a question. This is
Yeah.
not this is a real world question. There's something, some kind of fog or something behind you, Matt. What is that? I can't stop watching it, and I have to know
What
what it is. I'm sorry.
is it? What were you looking at? The steam from my
Yeah,
neighbor's
yeah.
house.
Oh, oh, okay,
I
okay.
think that's their furnace, and on the wall there's
Oh,
some ivy
okay.
and
Yeah, okay, okay. I was just, what is that? Is that a dragon or no, probably not. But is Matt's house on fire, maybe?
it's an enchantment. Um, I think also this silence is like I think I'm in between worlds a little bit too. While sometimes I'm in the room, other times I'm like, wading through this like fuzzy, hazy spirit realm stuff that I can't. It's like I'm underwater and like you're speaking to me and like your words aren't making any sense and they're muffled and I can barely hear what they are. So yeah, I think that's it.
Um, I think I might have to solve this with magic. What do you think? Do you want to go first with some folly, or will I lead out?
Um, I don't think I have a folly here that, well,
Hmm.
no, I think I'd go for magic too, but I'll let you lead this.
You've got a lot of good sad follies. I think the folly I might take is withhold wisdom or advice against your better judgment. I've lost belief in myself, and I might know some things that could help me in this situation, but I don't think that I don't have faith in my own knowledge at this point.
Yeah. Well, take a card for that.
Pick a card, any card.
Oh, I
Um,
could do a folly endanger a loved one or coven mate, you know?
yeah, yeah.
I could do that. I could go into the spirit world and try to chase down whatever is haunting you, thereby drawing it closer
That's really
to
good.
everybody. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that.
Cool.
So I am going to cross out an outsider as my source.
Hmm.
Um, I think the magic I have here is all of the stories that Motley's friends and companions and even people who think they might be her enemies in the neighborhood. Uh, so I'm going out and like I'm not letting on that I am trying to save you. I'm just like being inquisitive and like trading news for stories about Motley's past. Um, and I'm like losing this sense that you know I run away or I could run away at any moment to get these nuggets of information. And when I return, the magic I have is like wielding Motley's place in this neighborhood, like recentering her here. Um, and I don't know if this like does this make her stronger or like younger or more vital in some way? Like, is it almost like a past version of her comes back? I don't know. Um,
Yes. I think she comes out of this with more clarity, like her form is more like distinct and her essence is like pure, more refined, I think. And all the things she's wearing that have come from those people from whom you've gathered the stories are like more colorful, and have a little more magic in them. Um, I still don't believe in this in myself, but I believe in the city. And I believe in you, Pepper. And you too, Ivy. Now you're just a rash. That's not how she speaks, but that's how I speak. That was really
the,
good, both of you. I loved your choices.
okay, let's pick a new card. That's a lot of swords.
Just to make sure you got your card right, Sabine, for your full lead.
Yes, this time I thought of
Okay,
it and I didn't have to be reminded it was a crappy card. So
Shucks.
so that is the Ten of Swords, everyone's favorite murder. Uh,
I
so
know,
let
they just
me.
don't want you to read.
Oh, the magician again.
oh, that's me. Yay.
Yeah. I'm just being swept along in this sea of fate.
Yeah, you are the pure one. You just get us out of our troubles.
Sounds like an apprentice to me.
I'm not going to be pure at the end of it if this keeps going on.
Oh, there. An angry mob has unexpectedly surrounded the sanctuary and will soon breach the threshold if we do not act. The old soul tells us the mob's grievances. The pure heart will tell us whose face we are surprised to recognize among the crowd. How will our home survive this assault? Oh, okay. Yes. So, old soul, why are they here? What are they mad about?
Mm, I'm interested in this prince, which seems like kind of like an anachronistic like type of character, and I wonder if like while these goblins or these people who stole my voice to like to proclaim this in the streets, if to many people the prince is like a bad omen, or if like I have invited some dark presence into the city that had best been left alone. Like I could be like a vampire prince or something crazy like that. I don't know what it is, but the mob's grievances are that mostly Motley, Motley's voice has invited some badness to the city.
Maybe they're looking for the prince because I might be able, and they think that we have. I mean, there was the rumor that the prince was cursed, right? That's what she said,
The
the
prince is
voice.
cursed.
So maybe they think we cursed the prince.
Yeah. I wonder if the prince is cursed and must be healed. Um, and I had been calling that through the streets. And I'd like for people to have believed that it was me calling for such a thing. So I don't know if they would think that we have the prince or that we have cursed the prince if we were the one calling for him to be saved. I wonder if they are scared of the prince or don't like the prince, unless you have any particular ideas for whom the prince is, Sabine.
No,
But
not really. Just a prince, you know.
yeah.
Some prince. Nobody knows who that is.
Yeah, I like it to be like a figure of legend or something, or like like
Oh,
a story people tell.
about the evil prince.
Yeah, maybe evil, but just maybe
Maybe,
fearful,
yeah, yeah,
powerful.
yeah.
Um,
Um,
yeah, I think the face we are surprised to recognize amongst the crowd is Arlo,
oh,
or friendly gargoyle,
mhm.
who I think might have a grudge with the prince and maybe objects to us taking their side. You know, we were obviously trying to protect them or help them, and that just seems um, terrible to Arlo. He can't. He feels betrayed.
Yeah, I think for a variety of these reasons, people don't want the people want the prince to stay cursed and not to be healed or something like that. They don't want the prince to be helped or saved.
I have an
So
idea how I could resolve this with true magic,
Cool.
okay, yeah.
but yeah, maybe as yeah, I think maybe I could just transform myself into the prince and lead them away from us on my bike. I mean, that would probably disperse the mob and maybe release us from the suspicion, or maybe this is how we start out. I do this true magic thing so that they see the prince is gone, right? And we have legends. We know how what the prince is supposed to look like. So if I turn myself into that figure, a little larger than life, um, And I think, however, I will not draw strength from the city anymore because I'm using its legends to fool it, right? So I'll strike that, and there we go.
So
I'm
there are
the
like prince
prince.
sightings in other parts of the city
Yeah,
that
no, maybe I'm just cycling. The prince is coming out of the witch's house, running like hell, and are moving away. Oh yeah, that I like that. That like the prince comes out, looks at the mob, stares at them for a minute moment, and then just cycles away.
and they
And that
follow.
I that'll leave to you.
Yeah. I think the true magic like unequivocally solves the
Yeah,
scenario.
yeah,
So our home survives this assault because of the magic being done, and me and Pepper will do follies.
yeah. I want to succumb to feelings of homesickness or melancholy because I can't believe Arlo would come here, or like most of these people. I was just feeling like a part of this community, not like an outsider, and then they come at us with, I mean, not pitchforks and burning torches, but it feels that way.
Lawnmowers and electrical torches.
So I will draw 2 cards and be physically absent next challenge. Maybe
Ooh.
like drifting out of the neighborhood, maybe, you know, maybe sitting in the Greyhound station for a while.
Mm. Yeah, an angry mob will do that.
Yeah,
Um, I think there was some buildup to the angry mob in that there were rumors. The prince's name was on a lot of people's mouths, and I think I ignored the problem until it bubbled over. So certainly could have done more in this case, but I think I'm just tired and my voice was used to create this problem, and I think it's just too much for me to deal with it.
so you should draw another card for wisdom, and I've drawn 2. Okay. How long is it until Ivy returns um, on their bike, but maybe not as the prince anymore?
Probably not as the prince. No, I think it'll take a while, because I mean, I think they're looking at the city and they can't recognize that is the place that they were kind of fond of, and they try to find that again. But it's not in the city itself. It's maybe in the wild places, but not in the city itself that kind of have been spoiled, right? By this whole thing of the people turning against us and um me basically using the legends of the city against them. And that shows me mostly how ridiculous this whole place is. And so it'll take a while before I come back as myself
Yeah.
on the bike because I don't want to leave the bike. And wolves can't drive bicycles. I learned that.
The hard way?
Well, we don't talk about that.
Okay, okay. Okay, so let's
That scene
go.
just gives me such a like Ghibli whimsy, the prince on a bicycle with an angry mob kind of feeling. It's so good.
So we have the 3 of Swords.
Ouch.
The moon once more.
Damn it.
Or the show.
Oh, sorry, just to obviously we're like in a pattern now, and I just want to say like we can fail a challenge if we wanted to, right?
Oh, oh,
Um,
okay.
if we all want to fall into folly at the same time, it'll basically our options are to increase the underworlds. If we do that, we all pick one of the following. We can increase the kingdom's ignorance, poverty, or despair. We can strike one of our resources, friends, or wonders, or we can worsen the underworld's claim on us. So, all great things, but just in case, I didn't want people to think that we had to succeed.
Is that weird? I think all my claims are actually sort of positive. At least the first ones.
Um, the the sources, you mean, or
Yeah, the claims. Second claims not that bad.
uh,
Or
oh,
maybe
sorry.
it is.
Um,
Or maybe it is. Maybe I'm just reading that wrong. So yeah, okay.
yeah, I
No,
think they are.
they're not that
Yeah,
positive. I read that wrong.
no.
I have abandoned hope.
Yeah, we haven't picked the cups challenge yet either, which is unusual. But anyway, let's go ahead.
Mhm.
The three swords. I put the text in.
Mhm. One of the sanctuary's friends is actually no friend to us at all. They've badly used us and betrayed the coven. The holder of the sun will tell us who our false friend is, and the holder of the star will how and why they've harmed us. Unless we solve this challenge with wisdom, we must strike this friend from the sanctuary page. How do I stop? How do we put a stop to this plot?
I
Ooh.
don't think I'm going to choose Arlo, and that leaves
I mean,
Louis and
we could actually
Rita.
solve this with wisdom because it's only a 3, right?
We could.
Good.
I'm just putting that out there.
Hmm.
Might be nice to do something wise for a change. Maybe not Ivy, but
I mean, Louis is happy and conversational. It's just such a good vibe. Um, the Pigeon Queen is kind of hilarious. Um, I think I'm inclined to choose Bonita the Pigeon Queen. Um,
Who
like
betrays us?
I could choose Frank, but that seems kind of obvious. Like the underworld devil, I kind of like Frank being a friend for now.
Yeah.
Um, and
and I mean,
Arlo, oh, go on.
Bonita is a pigeon. I mean, of course she'll turn on us. Come on. It's a
Yeah,
pigeon. Have you
as soon
met
as
a
we stop
pigeon?
feeding her.
Yeah, have you met pigeons?
And I think she is a wise and powerful pigeon. She's a queen of pigeons. So she's obviously capable of plots. She's a queen. Um, Someone in her court has poisoned her ear against us. Yeah, so I'll choose Bonita, Queen Bonita.
Um, and why? I think you say. Sorry, you. Okay, no, I say why. What, how, and why they've harmed us. I think. um, I think they are a member of the prince's court. Um, and that they have seen through our attempts to, um, or at least they've seen that we are in fact not the prince's friends. And how they harm us, I think maybe some of our letters have been some of our letters which we would normally entrust to her very reliable service have been brought directly to the prince as part of his espionage attempts. So some of our secrets are no longer safe.
Very good. I wonder if this curse is like the prince is way shadowed in between worlds or can't come here or something and has agents that act on their behalf. So we have to put a stop to this plot. Our correspondence has been tampered with or stolen even.
Yeah.
Um,
I think I know what I'm going to do.
okay.
I think I will do a folly and I will go and look for a correspondence because it has to be somewhere. And these are pigeons, they lose stuff all the time, right? So that I have to find it. And I will go and vanish into the city's shifting streets. And I'll draw two cards and be physically absent for the next challenge.
Ivy's such a hunter.
Yeah, well,
I love
yeah.
it.
Um, I mean, I'm already physically absent for this, so I don't think I don't even think that I'm aware of this problem really. I think maybe does Motley send a message to me to like help, and I will dismiss them as domineering or bossy.
Yes. Yes, I noticed how absent you've been as of late. And I think I am a little bit bossy in that, like, you're a member of this coven, you know? I don't think I treat you like an apprentice, especially after what you did for me recently, but I think there is a part of me that is a little old soulish. Um,
Well, I'm getting great draws. I'll just tell you that much.
nice. I have some good ones actually. Um, I thought one of them I thought was a one was actually not a one. It was much higher.
Yeah, yeah. Me too. Me too. I make the same mistake right now. And it's actually pretty good draw. Wow.
So it's the page, is it? Or
Yeah. Page and knight.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to solve with wisdom.
Ooh. So this will repair um or relationship.
Oh wow. Um, I think I'd just like to have a tea party. Um,
Without me. That's typical.
no, I'd love for you to be there. Um,
I gotta find the mail.
oh yeah, you are have vanished. Are you both? Have you? Oh no, you had Pepper. You had vanished the previous.
Yeah, but like I obviously I'll be back for the next card, so maybe you talk me around coming back for the tea party, right?
I'd love that if you
That's how
showed up
wise
at.
you are.
I'd love it if you showed up at the end and we're all drunk and there's a lampshade on Bonita's head and we're all dancing to a record. We got the oldies
Well,
on.
I think Bonita is on the record, right, with the lampshade.
Yeah. I think I've invited like a lot of the um a lot of the crones of the city to a sort of like a gathering of of old souls. Um and in this isn't a direct attempt to make peace with the prince or anything like that, but it is an attempt to sort of like win some favor of some of his dignitaries or his representatives, or also just like bring a little more sense of um, commonality to the older folks of the city. And there's a lot, the gossip is steaming. The tea is hot. So yeah, we probably get the
Okay.
Ouija board out at some point.
Uh-huh. So the cards you are spending wisdom go into discards, I believe.
The Nine of Swords.
Okay. So, next card. Uh, five? Five of Swords?
Like it.
Still not me. It's the Magician.
It's me again. Wow.
Yeah,
The old soul will tell us where we are walking, and the pure heart will say which of our friends are with us when we are accosted. Several toughs emerge from hiding, and one asks if we are part of the coven, spitting out the words. More encircle us to block any escape. How do we react to the sudden confrontation? And I'm not there, damn it.
Oh, oh,
so it's just the two of us, right?
yeah. Um, so you have returned after you've succumbed to your feelings of homesickness and melancholy,
Yeah,
and you have recently struck outsider.
yeah.
So I think I'm taking you to some of the more like off the grid magical places that are like very old places of power in the city to sort of like get you reacquainted with this place and try to give you new feelings of home to replace the feelings of homesickness. But I think that means going into dangerous places.
Okay.
So we're walking
Um,
down like a one of those jagged alleys that could go to the underworld, but also could go to some like fun shops and places.
yeah. Um, so one of our, I think it makes sense that maybe Frank is with us if we're going to maybe there's a specific place that we kind of know that, or you know that it'll be handy to have Frank to get in as a devil.
And maybe we're going to get some stew and Frank's down. But yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Um, so several toughs emerge from hiding, and one asks us if we're part of the coven, spitting out the words. More encircle us to block any escape. How do we react to this sudden confrontation? Um,
I think we're firmly out of mundane space now, so these people are, strange, or yeah. Uh,
yeah. I mean, I I almost like it's not what the card says, but I almost wonder if they're devils and their question is really directed at Frank. Like, are you one of these now? Or, is the kind of subtext.
I love that. Um, and that hostility, I think, can cross over to if we're part of the coven.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they don't like us.
Yeah.
Um,
Getting a real greaser kind of situation right now. Someone
yeah,
spits on the
yeah,
ground, crushes their cigarette, or like swallows their cigarette.
yeah, yeah. Um, I might use magic, if that makes sense. Or do you have something in mind already?
I like the sound of you using magic. I'm trying to choose a folly. Not very action oriented. Do you have an idea of what you might do? I can follow up.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I'm gonna use magic. I'm gonna use strike out my wonder in the city. because this place is maybe not quite as wondrous as I thought.
Oh no, my plan backfired.
I mean, like I'm not drawing power from my wonder in the city. Maybe it's just now me and the coven,
Yes.
um, because the magical places in the city are a little bit corrupt also, right? And
Yes.
they're not quite as shiny as I would have
You can't
liked.
can't go down one jagged alley without finding a gang of goblins.
Um, but I'm gonna use that magic to like understand these exactly why these devils have accosted us, and maybe also to understand a little bit of why Frank is straying away from them, and then I'm gonna like impart that understanding to both sides of that divide. And I'm not saying that like everyone is going to be friends, but like maybe it just takes the sting out of the situation. Like there's no more posturing. There's just like maybe an agree to disagree. Like we're not friends, but we don't feel betrayed anymore.
Yes. Very good. I think
I don't have to do anything because I'm not there. Or do I have to do something?
Um, I think you can still, if you wanted to, you can still like fall prey to a folly on your way back to us. But I don't think you. Yeah, so it says when a coven mate makes an attempt to resolve the challenge, their player picks one of the following.
Mm.
Yeah, so if you um, if you feel like one of those follies fits, you could still pick it, right? Get a card
Mm. Yeah.
on your way back.
I don't think I could come back early enough to mess up the situation by picking a side without understanding all the facts, even though I might get accosted myself. Well, that doesn't then make any sense. No, I think what I will do is I will look for our stolen mail and maybe one of the reasons why they went after you was because I was picking on them. That might make me do yeah, endanger a loved one or a coven mate.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was maybe bullying them. Um, because I was looking for a stolen mail, and
nice.
they seemed like people would steal mail, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's maybe that's another reason why they came after you. Is that okay?
Yeah.
That
So
okay?
take a card for your wisdom,
We
hard-won wisdom.
And
Whoops.
and I will insist on a solution that is circuitous and outdated.
Oh,
And when we're sort of like barking at each other, I tap my cane on the ground, and a little bit of chalk appears at the end, and I declare that this shall be settled by one of the ancient rites, um, a death-defying game of hopscotch. Um, and it's like the floor is lava hopscotch, where if you misstep, the tile just sinks into the underworld and you burn or something like that.
Okay. Okay.
Um, so it's a goblin game for
Mm.
that is both played by like young goblins and also is used to settle minor disputes. And I'm totally ready to plunge into the underworld. I haven't played in a long time, but I think better heads prevail.
There, there, there are old goblins and hopper goblins, but no old hopper goblins.
Yeah, maybe they kind of start laughing at me like, no, it's dance battles these days. Something like that.
Okay, and then I step in with my mutual understanding.
Hmm.
Okay, awesome.
Love it.
Um, so say goodbye, Five of Swords.
I'll be 30
Bye.
seconds.
What's the next
So that is the
one? Coins.
6 of
Oh, pentacles.
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 I mean, you could say coins. It's all the same.
Yeah. Pentacle
Um,
coins. Okay.
so the sun.
That's mad.
It's getting to be like a conspiracy now.
Oh. Ooh.
The sun.
Yeah, still not me.
Wow, not one. Not one.
Yeah. Wow.
Um, okay, apparently a mountebank is like a charlatan.
Mhm.
6 of coins. A mountebank of a magician is traveling the city, giving away dangerously faulty charms and spending cursed bucks like water. The
Mhm.
holder of the star will tell us the magician's name, and the holder of the moon will tell us how their philosophy of magic is dangerous. Ooh.
Mhm.
Not only is the charlatan taking our business, but they're undermining what little trust the populace has in magic. Shall we put a stop to this? And how? I believe we have some relevant um, details for this.
Um, so I have to name
Mhm.
this magician. Um,
No, I
what
just
were you thinking?
I was just gonna say there is a named magician in our the city who is our the challenger to our place, but I meant I didn't want to supersede, so just pretend like I didn't say anything.
I mean, I think it's interesting, right? To
Mhm.
to have this guy who wants to usurp power suddenly showing up with some kind of like cursed gold is powerful. It's just maybe he doesn't realize how powerful it is. So I think let's lean into our magpie, right?
Marley
Uh,
Magpie.
Marty, Marley,
Oh,
sorry, Marley
Marley.
Magpie.
Oh, her. Yeah. Okay. She's
Uh,
the. She's the.
the
Where?
previously stage
Oh,
magician who wants
previously.
in
Yeah.
on the real
Oh,
deal.
yeah.
Stage
Yeah.
musicians are known mountebanks, of
Yeah,
course.
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yes. I think what's dangerous about her philosophy of magic is that she thinks magic can solve every problem. The solution to every problem should be magic. Because if it's real, why not use it for everything that you can even use it to? And yeah, and I think that's what she tells people that magic should be used by those in the know to solve any problem and can solve any problem that will present a problem for us because we don't want to run around and solve people's problems because we can do magic, right? That's magic has a cost.
We'd have way too many callers and clients then.
Yeah,
We'd never
yeah,
get
that
any peace.
We wouldn't.
yeah, yeah. And what was her name? Magpie something? Marley Magpie.
Marley Magpie,
Marley
yeah.
Magpie thinks, yeah, well, they're just hoarding it. They're everybody who can do real magic. Look, I'm giving you these trinkets for last just a little just a little compensation, and they could do the same, right? I mean, why
Really
don't
good.
they?
So shall we put a stop to this and how?
A wisdom card that could do this.
I think I shall have to fall prey to inexperience.
Oh,
I
nice.
mean, I think I accept some cursed gold as payment for
Oh,
something.
okay.
Fool's gold for the fool.
Yep. Look on that picture of the Six of Pentacles. I'm one of those people
Mm,
taking that gold.
mm. Nice.
I think that hmm, think that I'll probably focus on the details at the expense of the bigger picture. Um, I think I'm focusing on how this is like how poorly made these things are and how better they could be done if this person had any craft whatsoever. And I think I'm focusing on how it's affecting the markets and the careful balance of our magical bazaar, our and not thinking as much about the city at large and how, well, that doesn't really feel like a motley thing. Sabine, do you have any ideas?
Um, I think maybe you're trying to to explain to people why these things are bad for them, and you get bogged down in the details of explaining to people, no, this doesn't work. This is actually it's cursed. Look, your hair is falling out.
Right. Yeah.
That's not male pattern baldness, my friend.
That's really good. Yeah, I'm so people oriented that I'm just going, case by
Yeah,
case rather than yeah.
yeah, to the source,
Yeah.
which is, I think, what Ivy will do. And um, I'm spending this one. There you go. It's a 7, right? That beats it.
So to solve some wisdom, you need 3 times the number.
Oh, 3 times the number.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
right. That would be 18.
yeah. So
Um, how much is a page worth?
11, I think.
11. Then 11 plus 7 is 18. That would solve it still, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, okay. Then I'm doing it. Come on. I want to do something useful for a change. And this seems like something that can be solved usefully by someone like Ivy. Because I think that, well, I think that one evening Marley will find a very large wolf at her door. And then the wolf changes into Ivy, and Ivy stands in front of her, looks at her, and says, Magic's not a toy, girl. You're making a mistake here. Because if you piss off magic, it'll turn you into a frog. What would happen to the last person who's thought playing stupid games with magic? And then I produced the frog. And also, I could turn her into a frog, right? Just for a bit.
Well, if you're going to do that, you could be using magic to solve it.
Yeah, no, I'm using wisdom. I'm
Yeah.
telling her just look, what you're doing, it's dangerous. Magic is not to be fucked with. If you want to learn some real magic, you might have the talent, might be taught, but you need to understand the cost.
Yeah.
And I think that maybe gets through to her that, well, yeah,
Okay.
that she could do something real instead of just, fleecing people. Or maybe the real just scares her when she attempts it.
Incredible.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we're coming up on the hour. I wonder if we need another
Mm.
break.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So next trouble is the 9. Is it the 9 of Pentacles? Which the High Priestess.
Matt, I believe that's you.
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously not me.
The Nine of Coins. A tricksy denizen has been smuggling underworld liquors into the city and selling them to mortals. The wild spirit will tell us what they taste like, and the pure heart will tell us their terrible side effects. Worst of all, once drunk on these spirits, a mortal never sobers. So how can we prevent the city from becoming a stumbling mess?
What do they taste like? They taste like um they taste like the sunset over the ocean. They taste like fog emerging from the hills. They taste like the last thing you loved and had forgotten. That's what they taste
Well, that last one dovetails nicely into what I was going to say their terrible side effects were. I think those drunk on this draft forget the joys that they had, the joys of the neighborhood, the joys of their personal life. And they seek only this false sunset.
I could solve with magic, but I'm flexible.
Go for it.
Um, well, we had described Motley as being a bit of a cocktail witch before. Um, we do have a kitchen alchemy workshop, and there is um, where's that? A notorious apothecary, and also night markets and food festivals. So I think Motley is going to set to work in the kitchen, brewing up a line of irresistibly good, slightly magical cocktails, and planning a festival in order to um, outsell, outmarket, outgossip this shady dealer of such things, um, and brew up some drinks that, of course, there will be uh, various potions, poultices, non-alcoholic beverages, mocktails, aka magic cocktails. Um, and all of them will have some side effects, um, but none of them leave you with that hollow emptiness. Um, and I might do a bit of spirit communion to do such a thing, to speak to ancient people from this city and sort of distill some of their memories or their dreams into these mocktails to give a, a drink that belongs more to this place than it does to the underworld. There's some magic. Now what shall I strike? I might like to strike lonely for this. I think I've never really planned a festival with other people. Like this is a big collaborative effort, and there's so much of me that squirrels away in my chambers, and I think this is new for me. And I think I'd like for both of you to be a big part of it too, as like a coven effort. But please folly as you like.
Oh, I will act with unearned overconfidence and will try this bullshit drink. So you can't use me as a test subject on your concoctions if that will help me.
And I shall make a faux pas, offending someone. I wonder if um, I wonder if Algernon happens by this festival, and I insist that he must take Motley's healing draft, even if he says, of course, he hasn't been foolish enough to drink this underworld liqueur or liquor.
He has no ailments. What need should he have of healing?
Exactly, exactly.
I love this. Like,
Uh,
take the your soul is bad. You need healing.
well, that is true. That is true. Telling the truth to Algernon, though, is a faux pas in and of itself, right?
And might who knows, it could violate some of the terms of your deal. Nice one.
So that
May your
is that.
wisdom be high.
Yeah, I've drawn a card. Have you, Sabine? Okay, cool. Let's get our next one. Oh, that looks like a Knight of Swords.
I just realized there's a book of alternate interpretations in this,
Yeah.
and I'm hoping I haven't ever read from it, but I think we're good.
For the Magician.
Okay. The kingdom is now at war with one of its neighbors. It was already at war. It's now fighting on two fronts. I write down this neighboring power's name, and we'll each supply one detail about it. A foreigner from our neighbor state has fled into a sanctuary's grounds, and a mixed mob of guards and angry common folk are demanding that we turn over the spy. What do we do? If we solve this challenge with wisdom, we may add a friend to the sanctuary. We won't solve this with wisdom, I don't think. But yeah, okay. I will write down this neighboring power's name. Okay. The neighboring power's name is I think it's called um hmm, hmm,
I like the
oh
idea.
yeah,
Oh, go on. No, no, no.
I think it's called Lilybog.
Lily Bach.
Uh-huh. Yep. Lots of sword lilies grow there. You might
Okay.
know that, Motley. And the apothecary certainly will.
You say
So this
sword
is
lilies grow
our
there?
Hmm?
Did you say sword lilies grow there?
Yeah. Aren't they called that in English? I'm sorry. What are they called in English? Occasionally I just translate stuff in my head and it isn't the right word.
I love it. I don't know what it
Mm-hmm.
is.
uh, so
No, it's says sword lily. That's weird.
Oh, lily. Oh, cool.
Let me look at that.
do you want
No,
to
I think it's an
supply?
iris. It's an iris in English.
Okay. Um, so in terms of the details that we might add to this city or neighborhood, I'm not sure if this is another neighborhood in the same city that we are, at war with.
Oh,
What do we think? Is this going to
that
be
that
a
would be
neighborhood?
interesting. That would be interesting. It's kind of a boggy suburb where people are really like, why should we pay taxes to this city? We have our own stuff going. And also we could take the stuff from the city, right? They've been taking our stuff for a long time,
Yeah.
maybe.
I kind of like that it's
So,
like the Staten Island. Like it's like just so far
Mhm.
away, no one ever wants to go there. And
so I wonder, like we have those um, details that we have from like the one when we set up our own that we could use, like the
mm,
uh, appearance, history, residence. Maybe we can each get a feel for it through that. So, does anyone want to pick one? I mean, I think the appearance should be. I mean, I want to say wrought iron and steam, like some kind of mechanical neighborhood that's like on stilts in the swamp or something like that. Or maybe just floating on the swamp. Maybe it's like a series of steampunky ships in the bog.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Nice.
like that that's how it appears to like the unseen city folk.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's a little more boggish to us. Um, that's cool. Wrought iron and steam.
Am I supposed to do something? Sorry.
So
I
we're
thought I was
looking
done.
for someone to pick something from history and someone to pick something from residence.
Okay. Then I will leave first pick to Matt.
Um, maybe proud of their diligence. Um, very hardworking folk, see things through to the end.
Speed, you want to pick one from the history, so
Ooh, it's
wait,
called
you're
The
muted.
Witching City.
Muted. I would go with maybe former tenements now renovated, just like they're probably old houses that are renovated by the people who were kind of were living in there and doing a better job probably than the original owners thought, but they're still paying rent to the city owners maybe, and the renovation has been made by themselves, not by the city where we are from, city people. So is that too sympathetic?
Well, they're on our doorstep, right?
Yeah, yeah. I
uh,
mean,
so it says someone from that neighborhood has fled onto the
mhm.
sanctuary grounds, and a mixed mob of guards and angry common folk are demanding we turn over the spy. What do we do? If we solve this challenge with wisdom, which will take quite a lot, what,
Mhm.
36,
Mhm.
we may add a friend to the sanctuary.
Mhm.
It could be a, a frog princess.
Frog from the bog.
From the lily pad.
Um,
Um, uh, does anyone want to solve this with magic?
I could try to do and solve this with magic.
I, I
If
have in
nobody.
mind to pick my last pick off my follies list
Oh, okay.
and make a promise I cannot keep knowingly or
Oh,
unknowingly to
oh no.
to tell this spy that or this princess,
Mhm.
this frog
Mhm.
princess, that she can obviously stay here no matter what.
Oh,
Listen,
I
I'm the
like
pure
that.
heart. I'm really
yeah. That sounds very pure heart.
I like that instead of a princess, she's like the daughter of like a magnate or some like wealthy like person in this borough.
Maybe
Um,
a mayor, the mayor's daughter,
yeah, it's
something like
I don't
that.
know if they're the mayor of the city or of the neighborhood in particular. Um, of Lilybog. Um, so like a sort of a bit of a Kardashian vibe.
Hmm. Is she a frog?
Um, she could be a little fey in that, like, she could
Mhm.
appear as a person to many, but be a bit froggish.
That, yeah, okay. Yes, that makes sense. I think, um, how will I solve this situation? Um, I mean, this won't endear us to our neighbors, I'm sure. But I think, that Ivy doesn't like having a mob again at our doorstep. So I think what they will do, instead of transforming themselves, they will use the magic to transform the ground where these people are standing on. So it becomes jagged and unpleasant, and there are breaks in the concrete, and foul odors will come out. And yeah, it's like, and I think that will at least chase them off for a bit so that the frog, not princess, can, that we can get her to safety or something relative to safety. And what am I? I think I will strike out kinder because while I might be kind to the frog princess, I'm not very kind to these people outside. They fall, they fall.
I think that, first of all, wow, very cool. I don't know, our grounds are a little shook up. I think that Motley did not really want to get involved with this heiress to this fortune, or this, maybe she's like the daughter of like a machinist or a mayor or some like elected government official or something, um, city councilor, maybe a councilor or something like that. And Motley is going to dismiss her coven mates as impulsive or impudent for not turning away this potential threat, and then also for for doing the incredible magic that Ivy just did. I muted Sabine, but um, I'll take some wisdom.
Okay. And so, what do we think happens to our heiress? Does she leave under the cover of this uh, distraction, or yeah,
Yeah, I think so because like, we can't keep her here. That I know you promised Pepper, but these people will
yeah,
be back.
yeah? I mean, definitely, I can't keep that promise. you know.
Yeah.
So, okay. So next, trouble looks like the King of Wands. Hmm.
Lilybog is in my new top 10 words ever. So good.
Oh, look, the curse is broken. It's me.
I don't think so. I think I'm the sun. Oh,
King
it's
of
the king.
Wands? Yeah.
My mistake.
Um,
Yay.
yay.
The Ladybug broke the curse.
The ruler of the underworld has sent for me with a promise of protection, but for me only. The wild soul will tell me what the ruler wants with me. The old soul will warn me of what dangers lie in wait despite the promise of protection. If we solve the challenge with wisdom, I may recover a stricken source. So the ruler of the underworld, right, is our favorite first magician, right? Algernon.
Yes. Ooh, I know what the ruler wants with you. You offered them this mocktail because you saw some damage in their soul, right? In his soul. And while you dismissed it at the party, you made him think. Maybe he needs a healer. Maybe he needs someone to lighten up the darker parts of his soul.
I get the feeling Matt likes that. Did you hear that?
I did.
Okay. So you should warn me of what dangers lie in wait despite the promise of protection.
The underworld. Hmm. I think Motley will say something like, "We've spoke much of promises, and you know all the ways they can be turned and changed. So I will say this. There are many dangers in the underworld, and Algernon the First does not command all of them, and his promises will only extend to those he can control. And while he believes he controls all, he does not."
I
And
wonder.
I think
Oh,
she also, like, one thing she says is that, or in that those words, she implies that whatever, she like very subtly implies it, but whatever is in his soul or whatever is inside of him, he does not have control of either. Like whatever you're going there to heal him of, that's the thing that he does not have control over.
I like that. Uh, do you think I can use magic straight out the gate to solve this one? Or does someone else have a juicy idea in mind already?
I haven't even thought about it.
Um,
I
so I
don't
think
think we I don't think we want Ivy to solve this with magic.
I'm going to solve it with magic. um, I think I'm going to strike out naive because I think exactly what Motley tells me I see is true. And I think I I show Algernon what is wrong with him, and I make him understand that he will never possess me, and even if he did, I could not heal him because he is broken beyond repair. And I think maybe I get a sense from him that that thing, like I can protect you now, is almost like he couldn't protect me from everything, but now he wouldn't even try. He can't face the truth.
I am going to bury myself in my practice at cost to my relationships. I think as much as I wouldn't admit it, I'm full of anxiety having sent you to Algernon's domain, and I am um, reaching further and further back, communing with spirits, and asking to learn more about Algernon, um, and um, the powers he has called to him. I'm trying to sort of like learn as much as I can, seek knowledge, thinking that it could protect you somehow, even though you and only you can walk on this path. And I'm not doing my rounds at the market. or talking to any of the ladies. So, and I think I might even sort of push Ivy away a little bit at the house, just while I'm stressed and like,
That's not a problem. Ivy has seen Algernon come by with his big car, and I think Ivy's like, might even egg Pepper on to come on and let's do this. Look at this guy's car. Maybe I can ride it. That might be fun. And I'm caring more about things than for people. So yeah, but it's really it can go really fast. I mean, can go as fast as a bird, but that's kind of different than that car, Pepper. Think about that car.
I wonder if you could transform into that guy. Very cool, Pepper. Look at that. Your first read. You're defying the ruler of the underworld.
Yeah, well,
No big deal.
and that won't cause any trouble, right?
Yeah, just tell the bad guy that he's fucked.
That he's irredeemable. Yeah. Um, Gosh, how she's changed, you know. Okay, so you both took wisdom cards for that? Okay. So next one looks like the Four of Cups to me. And Four of Cups is the Fool again. It's suddenly my act. I'm overhearing a conversation I wasn't supposed to. You're both discussing how best to push me to my true potential. Answer me this question. What do you each think I need to become my best self? Argue it out until I make my presence known. I'll tell you with my words or my actions whether I think you're right or wrong. If you're right, I'll take all your wisdom cards and you'll cross out one of my follies. If you're both wrong, we fail this challenge. Wow, that seems wacky.
I got a
Um,
stack.
yeah, all your wisdom cards. Wow,
That's a lot.
that
Can,
is
can
a
we
lot.
can we do a folly twice?
Yes, yeah. So
Okay, cool.
like, so cross it out just means that it's never available again.
Mm,
So like I've done all my folly. So it just says if hey you
mm.
shouldn't do the same folly more than
Yeah,
once, but
okay,
if you
okay.
do,
Yeah.
so um,
Mm, cool. Okay. What do you need to do?
so so I say answer me this question. What do you each think I need to become my best self? And you argue about
Mm-hmm.
your solution.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you have any ideas of generally what the stance that Ivy would take is?
I think Ivy thinks what Pepper might need is I don't know. She's she's sometimes she's a little too sweet. I think she needs to be toughened up a little, like maybe a long hike through the countryside or something like that. I'd reconnect with her inner, um, inner spirit animal or something like that. With her inner wolf, I've heard everybody has a wolf or two in Batman. Maybe she needs to reconnect. I think she needs to maybe connect a little to her wolf. I mean, we saw that with Algernon already, that she has teeth. So I think she might be well served to learn more about these teeth.
Now, I know that there are two wolves inside of you at least, but I don't know
True.
if the inner wolf is what Pepper needs. It's true that it would help her to harden up a little bit, but
She's already made one deal that's brought her in over her head, and she doesn't know the art of the negotiation. She doesn't know how to. She doesn't know how to stand firm and strong and say what it is she needs. I, it when
I think words are overrated. I know you don't believe that, but I think sometimes words are just overrated. Actions is where it is.
But action without experience or wisdom can only bring trouble on your head.
Yeah, but on the other hand, waiting around to see if your words have any effect also can bring trouble on your head, right?
Now, too much waiting is no good, and obviously
Mm.
she is can be headstrong, but
Can
she
she?
will she walked straight into hell
Oh,
at the
she walked, yeah. Yeah, she walked into your circle, didn't she? Yeah, okay, okay. I'll give you that. Still, I think she needs to know that she has that backbone. I don't think she understands.
Mm. She's
Also, I would
soft.
really like to go on an expedition with her. You know?
It's always a camping trip with you.
Well, you could come too. Would do you good too?
Smell like smoke and
Hmm?
bush. My back. Sleeping on the ground.
We have Pepper with us. She can solve your back, I guess.
Yes, that is her solution. Make everything nice and soft and warm and
Oh,
comfy.
I'd like to see her try that with the outdoors.
Um, so
I think I'm gonna burst out. Well, maybe not burst out, just like reveal myself. Planning my life away, I see.
Hey, did you hear that? Pepper just talking about a camping expedition or something.
it is an important duty of the coven to speculate on each other's prospects. I think without missing a beat, she just starts defending herself.
Uh-huh. Um, so, so Motley's judgment was that Pepper should speak out more, and Ivy's was that she should, I won't say lash out more, but
It, that, yeah. I mean, she should at least have the option to lash out.
And I
yeah.
think Motley thinks that if you're going to be making deals, you need to come with a harder exterior, and that you're a little soft for such things.
I mean, I think the if your right option here is just way OP this far into the game. I don't want to take everyone's wisdom cards, so I'm gonna have to say you're both wrong.
Mhm. Yeah,
Uh,
I
I would
was
love to
aiming
challenge.
for something where I could be wrong, but that would also be in keeping with Ivy's
yeah,
outlook
yeah,
on
yeah.
life.
Um, so if we are both wrong, we fail the challenge. Let me paste in text for failure.
I did consult my sheet and saw that Pepper has sworn never to reduce the world to a series of favors and deals. So I couldn't have imagined you'd be like, yeah, I need to get better at
Mhm.
making deals.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, no. Um, so
Each. Oh,
yeah, each.
What do we do need to do?
So
Where's
when
Snow?
we fail to solve a challenge,
Oh, there
each
it
member
is.
of the coven picks one of the penalties below. We can
Mhm.
all pick the same options if we'd like, but doing so
Mhm.
might prove foolish.
Mhm.
I mean, no one's foolish here. So we can
No, what?
tick up the aspects of ignorance, poverty, or despair for the city.
Mm,
We can describe how one of our resources, friends, or wonders is lost, desecrated, or destroyed. Or we
mhm.
can worsen the underworld's claim over you. Um, I Can someone remind me? So when we decided the leader, the landlord, the patron of the magical community, did we decide that was Algernon, or did we decide that was
Oh,
someone else?
that was someone else, and we never named him.
Yeah, yeah,
It's his name is TK. To come to
yeah, yeah.
know.
Um, so I'm inclined to increase the
Tom
underworld's
Carnarvon.
claim. Hmm?
Sorry, go on.
Oh,
Stupid joke.
it says, draw an eye next to the leader who has taken an interest in you. Why does their attention make you nervous? And I guess we need to give them a name.
Mhm.
Um, does anyone?
Thomas Crow,
Thomas Covenant with a K?
Thomas Covenant with a K, Thomas Coven with a K.
Those are I love Crow and Covenant and
Yeah,
Coven. They're all good.
yeah. It's not Thomas Kringle, despite this being the season.
Co-
um,
Covenant's got a good magic feeling to it.
Yeah, yeah. But Thomas Covenant is the guy
yeah,
from this weird.
yeah, yeah.
No, let's not go there. That was a fucked up series.
Oh, I
Uh,
didn't watch it.
No,
we
it's a
say,
book
yeah.
series.
Let's go with Rook, maybe.
Mm, mm,
Uh, so K is the end of it, at the end of that, and that's
yeah. Okay.
everyone likes
Yes.
crows.
Yes. Okay. Thomas Rook. I like that.
Okay. And I think he has expressed an interest in me because I am his chance to usurp Algernon.
Hmm.
He wants to use
Okay.
me as a tool against his rival.
Oh, that's your claim, right? Okay. Hmm. Why does the attention make you nervous, or even as if I had to ask?
Yeah, yeah. Matt, are you thinking what the price will be?
Nice. I am looking at a burgeoning startup to
Hmm.
the neighborhood as a new leader.
Uh-huh.
Um, oh, does that so that would add to the leaders, or would it
Um, Sorry, you're looking at your claim?
in poverty?
Okay.
If you added to that, it says add a burgeoning startup to the neighborhood as a new leader with a name and a detail. Does that replace our leader or just add a new leader?
I think that is like an additional leader.
Let's
So
see.
this is someone maybe trying to compete with,
Mm,
um, given that Marley Magpie has kind of been defanged, right? So maybe
yeah.
it's a new challenger.
Yeah. Like that.
I was gonna follow up on that magical theme, but I guess um it would be maybe interesting to bring in something else. I think I need a second.
Hmm. I think I might scrape off one of our sanctuary thingies, and I think maybe our courteous neighbors are not that interested in being courteous to us anymore
Remember
after
they
all the things that happened.
remember they were doomed
Oh, they were
last
doomed.
week.
Okay. Oh,
So
okay.
is it even worse than that? Is what I'm wondering.
Oh, oh. So
Have
you
we have we
have we
um
doomed them?
have we wrecked the structure of their homes? with our.
And that's possibly possible with the whole when Ivy did their magic thingy.
I don't want to put that on Ivy though.
That's fine.
Well, do you think maybe um, they took that underworld liquor and never got the
Yeah.
um,
Ooh.
Never got the
never got the
cure,
restorative cure? Yeah, yeah,
or didn't take it because they were suspicious anyway, because these people, we were
yeah,
always courteous to them, and then they wreck the street, and this happens, and that happens, and
yeah, yeah.
we're not drinking that because that happiness was fake anyway. I like that. So they become cursed neighbors?
So they're, I guess they're not our well, they're, yeah, they're doomed. So I guess, yeah, let's replace it with cursed and cursing neighbors.
Mhm. And we take away the check mark
Yeah,
thingy.
we can leave them. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Um, we leave them bold so you remember them,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, they were really nice before they were cursed.
okay.
Okay. Um, thinking. Um, I want to have a corporation coming in. I'm taking burgeoning startup as a
Uh-huh.
very like a startup vibe with a
Mhm.
new leader with a name and detail. Um,
Are
is
you thinking there that this is a challenger to the newly named Thomas Rook, or just, or like taking over in a different kind of sense?
I think I'm interested in like the gentrification angle a little bit. Um, and of the um um oh, I'm having a hard time with this one.
We're nearing time anyway, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I guess if we were very quick with one, we might fit in one, but otherwise we could just wrap up when we finish this and then do some stars and wishes. Yeah.
And then we can have some thoughts towards this Persian startup
Yeah, yeah.
until next week.
That would be fine with me. I'll just think about it while we're doing stars and wishes.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay.
and we could pull a lightning round card if you want, but I'm fine to call to finish up.
We see if we can knock one out, make our life easier next week.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Let's see. That is, it looks like the two of wands. The high priestess. Paste in the text.
Ooh, wow. Harsh.
Oh, High Priestess, sorry. I was zoned out again. Um, Two of Wands. All of my predictions of late have been false visions, tainted by a flickering menace. Worsen the underworld's claim over me, and I'll discard a wisdom card. How can we clear the pall of the underworld from over me and restore my second sight? Oof. I think a lot of my visions are things that come to me from spirits of the city. Um, and a flickering menace.
This is actually one we can solve rather easily with wisdom, right? It's a 2.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we can do it with magic, but it's, yeah, 6 is fairly straightforward.
Do you want to do that?
Um, does this thing worsen the underworld's claim over me and I'll discard a wisdom card? That happens regardless, right? That's what happens
Yeah.
I
first.
think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll put a spiral next to Frank and say that I am no longer able to trust him.
Mhm.
Um, I think with how direct the underworld has been of late, and how Algernon is able to use others as puppets and tools, I'm worried about having a denizen so close to inside of our sanctuary. And I think some of the visions have shown um, some threats like that.
I'm looking for a good emoji.
I think
I
I've
think
got one.
a web might be as close as I can get.
I got a
Um,
spiral in there,
okay.
or I guess it's supposed to go.
So I think I will solve this for you. So I've got sorry, let me just check. So wands, and yeah, we don't have anything extra. So a 6 will solve it. So there's a 6 of swords, and I'm kind of getting some Charon vibes from this card. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna say that I have to guide you in into the underworld myself, and like ritually blindfold you before the trip, and then when we cross over the river and back, I I like dunk you or baptize you in the water before we emerge, and this restores your second sight.
What sort of water is it?
Uh, it's like this inky, like so cold it feels hot, or maybe it's the other way around. Water, it startles you when you touch it.
I think my second sight comes back to me, and I look at Pepper and see a changed Pepper who led me into the underworld blindfolded to, to return my second sight.
Ivy thinks you're both just super self-absorbed.
You're not wrong about me, at least.
Yeah.
Grab a card for your judgment, and Matt, you too.
Yeah, I'm gonna ignore the problem until it bubbles over, and before you take
Mm.
me in, there are literal like manifestations of these menaces, like flickering in different parts of our sanctuary. They're like coming out through me.
Okay, super.
You can just see Frank around every corner.
Have you both taken wisdom
Yeah.
cards?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's wrap up there and do a quick round of stars and wishes. Okay, let me pause the recording or stop even.